just before I get into today's dose of milking Assassin's Creed to death, I want to shout out a few friends who've started a Star Wars podcast. So if you're interested in Star Wars, for sure check that out. There'll be a link in the description. Now that's out the way, we shall get into today's video. So hey everybody, welcome to another video, and in this one we are going to be talking about 5 things that made or make Assassin's Creed unique. In other words, we're going to look at 5 things that are part of the formula that made Assassin's Creed stand out over other games back in the day, and even still today in some respects. Of course there will be a little bit of opinion based in here, however, if you disagree with that or have more points to add to why Assassin's Creed is unique or why it might not be in your opinion, please let me know. That's what the comment section is there for. To start off with, we have the Hidden Blade. The Hidden Blade is a tool unique to the Assassin's Creed games and other Assassin's Creed related games, such as that joke in Soul Calibur. The Hidden Blade is a weapon that is a blade attached to the wrist, as you all know. However, the fact that it's not really seen in other games makes it a unique weapon to Assassin's Creed, and since it's the iconic weapon of an assassin, it makes Assassin's Creed stand out all that bit more. And without that handy little tool attached to your wrist, Assassin's Creed really wouldn't be the same either. Next up, we have the integration of present day into Assassin's Creed, which is arguably a game set in the past, set in historical events. However, somehow they still managed to put in a modern day story through the use of the animus. Genetic memories help you relive the memories of one's ancestor through a descendant, or you could supposedly and theoretically relive them from the DNA collected from a corpse, which means that you just genetic memories in general. And that little idea, that concept of something that seems like a plausible thing, although it does seem a little silly, is not too far-fetched and not too fantasy to make the modern day work in Assassin's Creed. And because the modern day works, it gives this strange dynamic that is sort of unique to Assassin's Creed. And in recent years it's sort of lacked that a little bit, so it's important that Ubisoft bucks their ideas together and comes up with some modern day solution so that they can get that dynamic back and have that unique feel again. Regardless, the modern day used to feel, and still does, even though it's been watered down quite a fair bit, feels like something that's fairly unique to Assassin's Creed. I don't know any other game that has modern day segments and historical segments, but I mean there could be, but for me there isn't, so that's what makes Assassin's Creed unique to me. Now, climbing, free running, etc., that's not unique to Assassin's Creed in itself. However, when combined with other features on this list, it adds for quite the unique experience. Now, Assassin's Creed has always thrived on its rooftop accessibility, in the sense that you could basically climb anything as long as it's got footholds and places to hold on to on the wall. You can pretty much climb it. In recent years, they've integrated trees into this climbing system, and of course you can climb towers and jump off and stuff like that. Like I said, it's not unique to Assassin's Creed, but it definitely helps make Assassin's Creed unique, because instead of being on one level for the majority of it, you could attack your target from above, or you could go on the ground and use stealth, and it's always that nice option to use the rooftops, because they're there. I suppose being an assassin, you'd know how to get onto them. So that being in Assassin's Creed has helped make it a very unique and open experience, which is what you want in a game. And the majority of games don't really try to do that. The majority of stealth games focus on stealth, whereas Assassin's Creed focuses on being a blade in the crowd. It focuses more on social stealth, where you essentially use crowds to hide, meaning you could be right behind your target, but because you're so involved with that crowd that you're hidden in plain sight. You could stand in a crowd and hide, or you can sit on a bench and hide, and essentially use the public as a hiding spot, which is a very efficient hiding spot as the public moves, rather than haystacks and stuff, although they are also there. The concept of being hidden in plain sight instead of hidden behind walls or in hiding spots all the time in stealth games is something that is rarely done. Now, although Assassin's Creed isn't as historically accurate as Reddit memes might make you think, there is no doubt that Assassin's Creed does possess a considerable amount of historical accuracy, or at least it used to. In the last game they sort of throw that out the window. In Assassin's Creed 3 it wasn't the best, and although not necessarily the most historically accurate at times, For a game, it's highly historical accurate, when most history-based games will try to exaggerate points and make things look a lot different to how they actually happened and focus on a very high fantasy aspect. Assassin's Creed likes to keep things down to earth. I'll rephrase to liked, because Assassin's Creed Syndicate sort of threw that accuracy out the window, event-wise. All Assassin's Creed games try to make an accurate portrayal of their setting, alongside trying to make the events historically accurate as well, and make them not seem like some fantasy game. And for the most part, this is done fairly well. I've featured this in this video because the majority of history-based games that I play throw historical accuracy out the window just for the sake of adding dragons. People prefer history-based fantasy rather than actual history-based, which is what a lot of game companies do, but Assassin's Creed just does history. With a few deliberate hiccups, of course. I mean, I say hiccups. But there you have it, everybody. 5 things that make Assassin's Creed unique, or at least in my opinion, things that have contributed to the overall formula that's made a game franchise that's not the norm necessarily. Even if it's not on the strongest of patches, I can just say there's not anything really like Assassin's Creed experience-wise out there. There's no real game that's quite the same. And if you are new to Assassin's Creed and you're wondering whether or not to give it a try, then I can only suggest that you do, because you never know, you might be interested by its unique take on gaming. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share, comment, tell your friends about this channel. Check out the links in the description, there's a Patreon there if anybody's interested. Just hinting, revenue shit. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you all on the next one. See ya. So, yeah.